live right now?
We're live right now. Ugh.
Oh shit!
Which mic do you want to use?
I like the aggressively angular nature of this one, so I'm gonna give you that one. What?
What are we talking about? Nope. Yeah. Talking about Nope.
Well, mainly
Jordan
because
Peele.
you kind of came out and said it's the greatest film of all time, which is
Whoa! I never said
outrageous-
this.
outrageous.
I
statement.
said that was my favorite cinematic experience
Okay, fair.
of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a huge.
It's a personal statement anyway, so like,
yeah, but
you
even then, that is a huge stamp to put on it,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
with some of the films you've seen. Why wouldn't you put it as the greatest cinematic experience of all time?
I mean, I thought it was a great film. I did really enjoy it. I feel like it was a slow start, which again I didn't hate because it built like the tension up well. But even like from a perspective of Jordan Peele films,
Yeah.
I prefer Get Out, and I saw that in the cinema as well, and that freaked me out more on like a psychological level, more so than this, and I kind of
Interesting.
prefer like psychological kind of films.
What? Get Out freaked you out more on a psychological level.
Big time, yeah.
Why?
I think there was something like off kilter about all the social interactions, which I found disarming. Like, for me,
Oh, okay.
maybe because like I find that like disarming anyway. If something's like if I'm in a social situation that feels off, then that I feel a bit like, oh, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it was them going into that house with the parents, and the parents just acting really
Yeah.
weird. That really got to me. Where with this, it felt like it kind of was a bigger scope to it. It wasn't like a social thing or like a yeah. It was more of like something bigger than us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which felt like
Oh,
everything
That's
felt
so
like a bigger
interesting.
scope to it. in this
Because
film.
it's weird because Get Out, I feel like wasn't as like triggering, is that the word?
Mm.
Because I'm more used to white people acting up.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So seeing it being portrayed, I was just like,
This is normal.
no surprise,
Yeah,
particularly.
yeah.
And like the weird dynamic between the father and the mind you, if you don't already know, there's gonna be a bunch of spoilers for both films,
Yeah.
particularly
big spoiler.
no.
Big
It's the
spoiler.
most important one. But like for Get Out, it felt like not knowing that she had dated other black guys
Yeah.
was like set the premise of like, oh, this is a white girl bringing a black guy home for the first time.
Yeah.
So to some degree, the weird energy, especially of her brother, didn't like it seemed familiar.
Right.
So
okay.
whereas with Nope, for me, the unknown element added to the fact that it's a black dude was
Yeah.
so interesting, but set with the premise of that weird encounter of like keys and shit falling from the sky and killing his father.
Yeah.
I was, dude, that happened within like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. Right.
And like,
No, first
and-
like
and
5 minutes.
yo,
the first
yo,
scene.
You
I
said
think.
it's a slow burner. It started off with the
True,
freaking
yeah.
monkey
Yeah.
stamping the shit out of that woman.
Yeah. No, I actually forgot about that. Oh no, do you just hear the audio? Right.
No, you hear the audio, but then you see him walk through with like blood on his face
yeah,
and everything,
Yeah.
and then hit her feet.
Oh,
Which
that-
was like, I thought that was still like the production company's intro initially,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it was, but it felt like it threw you straight in, like
Interesting. I will say that the slight rabbit hole here, but the chimp, like the whole Gordy
yeah,
subplot, that I found way more scary than anything else.
interesting.
Like, but this is very specific to me because
Yeah.
I've seen a documentary like back in the day of like this lady who had a pet chimp and he went like
Yeah.
rogue and tore her face off, and like that freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah.
And then just seeing that like portrayed in a movie, I just got sent straight back to that.
True. And to be fair, I did find it super uneasy, especially because there's some people might know this video of like the man that's like fucking with the chimp in like India somewhere,
Yeah.
and it like rips half of his skull
Oh
off.
yeah, no,
And,
I've
like,
seen that. It's
Horrible
horrendous,
video.
yeah.
But like I got that element. For me, I was more confused as to where this Gordy fits in. And the weird thing is like this is the first time that I've seen like almost like a side story that
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at. Because
Yeah,
realistically, we didn't need to know about Gordy.
Not
But it
at
was
all,
such
no.
an interesting, and especially the way it was shot, where it was like when they finally revealed, and the camera just moves to the side of that, like the set window.
I
I loved that, of like just seeing this weird interaction. But I think the main thing that put me on edge, obviously besides the whole plot of the film, was, or that just got me incredibly excited, is maybe it's not a ship. And I was like, oh shit! It completely changed how I thought of a UFO, and like almost turning this thing that we've so associated with a mechanical creation of humans of the future.
Because that's how we can understand it. Like,
And like flipped it on its head and said, what if this has nothing to do with us humans or like a civilized being that creates machines, but rather, what if that's just an animal from a different dimension? And like, that's that's almost more plausible than in my mind than aliens. So that like super excited me, but then got me even more terrified, because like the imagination of like, oh, there's someone who's controlling this thing to beam you up, versus that's a live thing that is just like,
just wanted to eat. It's just come
like,
for
that's unhinged. There is no like logic to its course. It's just, I'm hungry, you're looking at me, I eat.
Yeah, because I think we always like maybe assume like aliens would have the same like level of evolution as us. Like the fact that it's an animal, we think, oh, it can't just be an animal because it has to be more smart than that. But why does it have to be more smart? Why can't it just be an unhinged animal?
With the power it has, it just made me even more terrified. That scene of it being over the house.
Oh yeah, what with the blood pouring down?
Sorry, one of the most
crazy.
Like, and I feel like this is where Jordan Peele finds his like, for me in my brain, is where he finds his Tarantino voice, where like I'm starting to see a pattern with the way a lot of his film have like alluded to certain aspects of horror that I've never seen before, or at least seen in that way. And this film just had it so blatantly sitting there, because that wasn't like a scary scene. It was just like,
it's almost like awe-inspiring, like,
and like random points, like the co-star of the guy with like the wind blowing and them giving no context to why her face is fucked, but obviously we know it's probably Gordy. But like, it's just a random piece of gore that just puts you further on the edge of your seat.
It just makes you unsettled.
But
that's what I would say is like different with his films, where with a lot of other horror films I want to look away, but everything's so cinematically like beautiful almost, like I want to keep looking, but it still keeps me like feeling really like a bit like off.
And I was saying that my favorite part is when those kids come to fuck with him at the barn. Again, totally unnecessary scene, but my gosh, did that that was the one scene that I had my hoodie up and I pulled the strings to where there was just like a small circle, and just seeing the way
you probably look similar to those kids, your flipping eyes poking out your hoodie,
and like the way the character just gets up from the ground, and it's almost
that was
oh my god,
again, like keeps attention throughout the whole film, like, even though it wasn't like a major plot point, it still keeps you
it was so
you
wild.
can't relax.
But after seeing it, like, another reason I had to give it a better cinematic experience over Endgame and pretty much a lot of Marvel films I love is because Marvel's storytelling is heavily dependent on other interactions with their films. Like, you couldn't have enjoyed Endgame the way, or I couldn't have enjoyed it the way I did if I hadn't seen Iron Man, if I hadn't seen all these other characters, or been at least familiar enough and cared enough about it to want to see them all together in this like finale scene of all these people coming together in this epic way. Obviously it would be epic anyway, but it's different when you're seeing like, oh my god, it's this person and this person.
It doesn't stand alone like as a film.
Exactly. If it was just a standalone film, it would be cool, but it wouldn't hit the same. It wouldn't have given me the goosebumps. But this, no context. Like you said,
I didn't even watch the trailer.
Original. I tried not to watch it. But even with the trailers I did see, the way it set the premise for it
You didn't really know what was going
completely
on.
flipped it.
Yeah.
Like even the way what's his name?
What the main character?
The Asian guy.
Yeah.
So annoyed. I freaking love him.
He's good in the film as well.
He's great in every film I've seen him in. He was in Walking Dead. That's where I first saw him, and he was playing Glenn. Killed that character, like no pun intended. And the second one was Minari, and that was an amazing film, and he absolutely killed it as well. So seeing him here in a more I suppose Walking Dead was Western, but it's not as much cinema as this was. I don't know. It was just so good. It was just so well like executed. And the interesting thing is, there wasn't as much commentary on race as the other Jordan Peele's films.
Yeah.
In a way that it kind of fully like took you out of the real world.
Yeah, right.
Because like for me, watching Get Out, in a sense, that was more of an emphasis on fears I have as a black guy dating white girls.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Like, it's almost like there's a bigger scope to this. Where
It sits in a completely different world where they didn't really touch on. The closest they could have touched on the race thing was probably when he was in the with the horse on the film set.
Yeah.
I don't even think that was that. I think it was just the fact that he wasn't his father.
Yeah.
And that was also like a really cool emotional scene. And shout out to Daniel Kaluuya. He is so good at playing a sad dude. And be convincing enough for me to just feel bad.
Like his character had so little energy.
Yeah.
He carried it well.
I got it.
Yeah.
It's like, I get you, man. You're tired.
Yeah.
You've been given all this responsibility out of nowhere. You have to figure it out. And your sister's acting up.
Yeah.
She's too busy promoting her new mixtape.
He's just got like an alien about to beat him up, and he's just chilling. He doesn't care.
Again, those scenes, the cinematographer scene.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I think he played a stereotypical DP.
Yeah. So
well.
true. So true. Like,
Dude was like,
we would be the ones like running up to that hill, getting that last shot, and 100% dying. Like, I was just going, I didn't get to see the shot. I was like, it's gonna be on 16 mil. I want to see the shot.
Oh man,
I didn't even get to see it. Dickhead.
Why
do you know?
This is the only nitpicky thing that I can think of.
Yeah.
I would have preferred seeing his shot than I did prefer seeing her shot.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I wasn't amazed by the character design for the monster when it opened up. I was amazed initially.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about being sucked into a void that you don't understand that is way more terrifying than just seeing this air balloon type figure in the air.
I think what I liked about it was that it almost felt like angelic. I don't know if you've seen photos of or mock-ups of what the Bible describes angels looking like.
Yeah.
But almost so otherworldly that it becomes not even scary, but more just
Beautiful.
awe-inspiring. Yeah, beautiful. And I feel as if that is what, even with humans and animals, that's what we love, is when say a lion is so beautiful but also so
so
deadly.
Dangerous. Yeah.
And that's what I think they were trying to touch on with the Gordy thing, was that they had this amazing connection. They kind of glorified this animal, but actually it's just it's just an animal. It just wants
it's nature,
primal,
yeah.
So I don't know if that was the connection. I didn't.
But that would be a sick connection to have made. The just the scene, like pretty much what he's saying. It's cinematography gold standard. The shot of him on the horse at the end of the road, him calling the thing Jean Jacket, and her finally being able to tame Jean Jacket. I loved that storytelling there. Initially I found Keke Palmer's character really annoying.
I thought so as well, yeah.
But I very quickly started liking her character.
Yeah.
And then there was that scene. I have to get that helmet of that motorcyclist.
What, the
completely
chrome one, yeah.
So sick. And that added another layer of oddness to it. And the idiot carrying around a DSLR filming.
We in our minds we're the DP. We're actually the TMZ reporter with a DSLR with a stupid ass stabilizer. That is us.
What happens when a motorcycle going 60 miles per hour meets with a four-filled going the opposite direction? I guess we'll find out.
He got mashed up. Spoiler alert. He got mashed up big time.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
That
sick.
that was a good scene. I also just loved all the night scenes in the film. Like,
yeah.
usually I don't love like how films light scenes
Night,
at night
yeah.
because I just think it looks stupid
Yeah.
and unrealistic. With this, it like the way that the blacks were so dark, but you still had like
Yeah.
enough detail in the shadows.
To
Now we're going
tell
like
what's happening.
we're going filmmaker to
Yeah.
tell, but like it does look so sick.
So good. I do like that final scene of like him pulling up at the end of the theme park on the horse in the freaking fluorescent orange hoodie on the horse, and her just like getting excited because he made it out. Like, that reminded me a lot of Django Unchained.
Yeah,
Like the end scene of it.
100%.
And I was just like, bro.
They're both shot on film, and they have like that kind of that feel to it.
And like with Jamie Foxx and Django Unchained, he pulls up on a horse last minute on some like badass shit.
Yeah.
But there was all the amount of scenes of like him like just riding through the field, this thing following him, and like the cinematographer just there like just crying.
That gave me anxiety though, because I was like, the film's gonna run out. It's gonna run out. Like, please change it.
When he was like, we need to change film,
yeah.
and then the guy goes in and he's like trying to figure
In
it
the
out.
dark.
I was like, this is.
I was
this is
sweating.
getting-
That was when I was the most scared of the whole film. Like,
that was the tension that got you.
comes out blank or something.
They
at the
trust.
End.
Absolutely misses it.
Oh man.
But it, I love that film so much.
That's when films
wanna
are great.
see.
When,
I
like,
want to see it again, but I love it so much that I don't want any more detail than I noticed. In a weird way, like I kind of like the things I missed.
I kind of want to watch it again more so I can like try to figure out the connection with the chimp stuff.
The connection. Oh, it's simple.
You think?
It's just I think they were just giving us like a backstory to where this Asian character is from.
But I find that
But
weird, like,
in-
because he had the most backstory out of all of the characters,
True.
and he was like not the main character whatsoever.
But I think that ties into the way he tried to tame this beast in the same way, because in a sense he was the only one who managed
Get out.
to but managed to kind of tame Gordy.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Gordy was the
Yeah.
one who spared him, so he
Yeah.
probably thought he was like special or
Yeah.
something.
And like he was like, oh, he has this connection with the animal to be able to figure it out. And there's like another really gruesome moment where he shows her the image in the room, and he's like, that was the first exploding fist bump. And then they finally show the shot of Gordy going for the thing and literally has his brains blown out.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's some
is
dark stuff.
dark shit right
Yeah.
there.
I also think maybe it's like because of that scene where he is showing all like the memorabilia. Is that the word?
Memorabilia, yeah.
Of like the set and stuff in the back room, where they almost like romanticize his like tragedy.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, is that like kind of what we do?
Yeah,
Like, we do
absolutely.
that with all this like stuff, especially with like
Turn
the
it into
internet.
a commodity
Yeah,
as
and
soon as
people
quick.
like watch
Yeah.
videos of
And
like tragedies and
As
stuff.
artists, that's what we do.
Yeah,
This is our
yeah.
trauma that we
true. Yeah.
turn into commodities. Oh, here's this song that I wrote out of literally the moment I thought I was gonna kill myself,
Yeah.
and people are like bumping it in like a club or something type
This
thing.
took a dark
Literally,
turn.
Uzi Vert. Uzi Vert has a song repeating "All my friends are dead, push me to the edge," and the whole world bumped that at clubs and festivals. It's fucking nuts. So I kind of feel like that.
Can you cut out the autistic read I just did?
Nah, I thought that was a huge part, and
Yeah.
it also reflected in the way he turned that UFO experience into a commodity.
Yeah.
And he was just like, right,
So true, actually. Yeah.
what you're gonna see is something you've never seen in your life. The tragedy of them being eaten because they were looking at it,
Yeah.
but also that was the point.
Yeah. And also the fact that like they're having this UFO experience, as in Dan Kaluuya and Keke Palmer. Like,
Yeah.
they're having this whole like basically keep getting attacked,
Hmm.
and they still
the
stick
flip side.
around just so they can film it and like go on Oprah. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the
Yeah.
same. I guess it's the same concept of like they're willing to
Oh, yeah,
sacrifice their own like safety
Yeah.
because they want to make it.
And like the interesting thing of that was like, so he doesn't get the footage and he escapes. He is at a loss.
Mm.
So in a sense, I suppose that I sympathize to some degree. Going a little bit deeper, my experience in the UK has a similar parallel where it's like, okay, you're stepping into a world that, for the most part, gives you reasons why it doesn't want you in it, and if you leave, you're at a loss, but you stay for the chance that you might end up with a dub, because you kind of don't have anything to lose at that point.
Yeah, right.
Because you've kind of, I mean, he was left with Lucky. That was the only horse left, and he was like, I might as well try my hand at it, which is a very, in a weird sense, because of the context of Jordan Peele, is a very non-black person thing to do, but at the same time, it's very like reflective of what a lot of black people do with regard to the societal element of things, which I found really fascinating. But that is true. There was that huge commodity element.
Yeah, interesting that they like portrayed it like you said, like in something like horse riding, which is traditionally like not a black like sport or like.
And that piece
culture.
of history they kicked off.
Yeah,
with, so fascinating as well.
I'm guessing that's true.
Yeah.
That is sick.
Oh, it's so mad. But what are you giving the film out of 10?
I will give it as a film, I give it an 8.5.
Okay.
For like a cinema rating, experience overall, I give it a 7.5. Mainly because it lost an entire point due to the terrible, terrible hot dog that I had at the View Cinema in Bristol. Honestly, it was so bad. I paid like $5.70 for that hot dog. I just kicked everything off with a terrible taste in my mouth. So, sort it out, View, please. But yeah, what about you?
I'm giving it, as a film, I'm giving it a 9.5.
Damn.
And as an experience, I'm giving it an 11.
You can't break the scale.
We just did.
Just give it a 10.
Just because it was way more than I ever expect to leave a cinema with. Like, cinematography-wise, outstanding in my opinion. So that's getting a 10.
Yeah.
Experience-wise, like, not even because of the experience of the cinema, because the chairs are horrible. But
did you watch it Odeon?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was.
Yeah.
I didn't care anymore. Initially I was pissed that the screen was so small. I didn't care. There was like a couple to the right of me that I think were on the first date. There was a couple in front of me that were on the first date. I was just coming out of a bit of a breakup. So that was annoying. On my ones watching this movie. But I forgot everything.
Yeah.
And I was like fully doing my own commentary while watching it and didn't care at all. I was fully immersed. Bruh, I can't ask for more from anything. And I left the cinema like, yo, I need to go study more of film. Like,
that's probably the biggest testament to the film, to be
exactly.
fair.
So, shout out
downhill
Jordan Peele.
from here for you then. If that's like an 11 out of 10.
Sorry?
That's an 11 out of 10. It's only downhill for you for cinema experiences, surely.
But I would have thought that when Endgame was my favorite experience.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I didn't know it could be topped, and
here it is.
Jordan Peele did
step up? Who's gonna step up?
He was gonna step up.
Maybe we just step up.
Facts. Jordan Peele. I can send you my day rate. Feel free to just pay the normal day rate.
Or you call him out, like maybe say like we'll take you down, we'll take you.
Oh, nah, bro.
Oscars.
Bruh, I respect the greats, especially when they've stapled themselves high up on my list. Obviously, I'd like to take you down, but that sounds wild. Pause. Yeah. Obviously, I'd like to beat you. Right.
She just ended.
Don't worry about
it. I'd like to maybe beat. Never mind. We're gonna go now. Okay.
Adios, people. If you enjoyed, share, because we're living this real life. Bye.